Hey everybody, this is Chris and Chad B. Nothing big planned, except just Merry Christmas, chat with you guys, any hot topics you want to bring up or whatever that are going on right now, without keeping away from the politics. Uh, Feel free in the chat to bring it up. We'll try to track that as best we can. And it's been a little bit since we've done a live here, isn't it, Chad?
Yes, it has been. It's been quite a while.
Anything you want to add in? What you've been working on? What you past, present, future?
Uh, I guess just a couple of days ago, I just released that cinematic piece with the Mavic or the Mini 2. I'm not working on anything right now. I'm just thinking of ideas and may, you know, have one by the end of the night, but not really doing anything at the moment. But
I
just
didn't.
seeing how
I
this
didn't
last
check.
one.
How'd that one do?
It's doing pretty good. I think I got maybe when did I release it? 2 days ago. I got like maybe close to maybe 2,000 right now, 2,000 views, or maybe almost 1,900 views or something, which is pretty decent. Uh, in my analytics, it's kind of like the first ranking right now, so it's pretty good. There's nothing.
Sweet.
It's not like a viral sensation, but it's a
No,
good
but if
amount of
it
views.
starts out like that right there, it'll have some decent growth to it,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's a good video. So
yeah. We can talk a little bit about that more too, if people are interested in what I did as far as my settings and all that. So,
yeah,
uh,
and that will make a good segue to talk more about the new group for any
hmm
of those that don't know about our new group on Facebook for
hmm
that very subject of um, photography, cinema, videography, editing,
hmm
and stuff like that for beginners to mid level. So we
yeah,
can segue into that with that. But into the chat right now, just say hey real quick to everybody. Charles Wall, JSK Enterprises, Dennis, and Dennis. Just give a little shout out to Dennis if you guys can see it behind me. Oops. This drawing right here, my dog recently had to be put down, and Dennis is an artist, and he made me that beautiful picture that I just recently framed and put up there. So uh, you're awesome, buddy. And then Joel Shepard, you made it in. I was chatting with him privately earlier.
okay,
And Dan if I think on it too hard, I'll stumble. Zulich. I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to repeat it. And then Dave Reynolds. Dan, tell me how I did there. If I butchered you. Michael Blade. Chris Cavanis. How you doing, Chris? Chris is who we raised the last fundraiser we did for his daughter Tinley
hmm
for the cystic fibrosis, and now I am a proud member of the cystic fibrosis organization, and made a couple donations to that.
hmm
We have Harold Crowell, and we have Michael. I think I got you. We have Donnet, Little Mountain Life,
hmm
and Gene Fox, Zelch. Yeah, I totally wouldn't have got that, Dan. I did butcher it. I mean, good effort, I think. Greg Pittman, how you doing? Chris McLean, A Waters. So good mix of people in here.
yeah,
Some that aren't normal regulars, and some a good many that are normal regulars.
hmm
23 in there. We're
nice.
not expecting a whole lot. Just you look at the title. Let's drink and be merry. Oh, by the way,
Yep.
cheers, everybody. I'm doing
Cheers.
wine tonight, and when I empty that bottle down, I've got about that much left. When I empty that bottle down, then I'll switch over to brandy.
hmm
and
Yeah, I got some.
haven't finished that off. I haven't been able to drink for so freaking long.
Mm,
I'm all off medications, and the only thing I have now is an inhaler, and I can drink alcohol.
nice.
What do you
That's
have?
an important thing. Oh, coquito. It's
Oh,
a
that's right. That's right. I remember you said that.
yeah. It's like eggnog, but it's like a Spanish type thing. But it's good, really good.
And that's rum.
Yeah, I believe it's rum. Yes, it's rum.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what I thought.
Hmm.
All right. So I'm just, if there's anything you want to kind of throw out or whatever,
Hmm.
I'm just kind of browsing through because after saying hi to everybody, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Everybody's pretty
Hmm.
much just saying Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad.
So I know you just released a video, just actually today.
Yeah, just a little update that will mainly fall into the hands of subscribers, whoever hits the bell, whoever gives a darn,
Hmm. Hmm.
as to what played out with the dirty games that JYZ Drone played, and
Yeah.
just how I reported them, and they were gone from Amazon for about 4 days, and then came back with a clear slate, totally
Yeah.
no reviews whatsoever, all the negative wiped out, and that's where Amazon has upset me. It's like
Yeah.
allowing that.
Yeah. It's a lot of that stuff going on in Amazon with these guys with this fraud and you know um, just selling stuff that's not even that they don't even have.
Now, if I was a Levi, would have a Jim Beam maple bourbon whiskey.
Mm.
What you lost me on the Levi. I'm
G5.
wondering if that's like a country boy. Like if you're a country boy, you'd be having the, like if you're down south or something. Maybe they refer to them as Levi. I've never heard that worded before.
Mm.
So he'll have to clear that one up. Um, go ahead. I'll go ahead and just throw out there the group because I do want to mention that, and then if I get
Yeah.
sidetracked, I don't want to forget to do that. But for
Hmm.
anybody here that doesn't know, I've made mention of it a little on my channel. Um, but we have a group along with a couple other people, and I was hoping to even see them in here. And I should have actually given them a heads up, but with Hugh from Drone
Drone edition.
Addiction,
Mm.
and then Greg, who does he's done some of my banners and stuff like that in my groups. Greg Traver, he was on live with us last time. Uh, was Hugh?
No,
It's
he
been a
wasn't.
while.
Yeah, it's
It's
been
been
a
a
while.
while for Hugh,
Hmm.
but the four of us have a group, and it's right now it's just called strictly Game of Drones, but it's gonna have a tail into the title that's going to be more about Game of Drones, aerial photography and videography, and it's all for beginners to mid-level. And we're going to try to interact more with group members to where, like, I've already done one where I did kind of a tutorial video and just showed some basic editing for beginners
Hmm.
using Filmora, and how to add in music, make your cuts, and kind of mix things up to try to make for a cinematic um, type video where there's less movement and
Hmm.
panning and all that. So far it's taken off pretty good. A lot of interaction with the members, sharing their videos. I kind of did my little editing tutorial as a challenge, asking them to create the same type of thing I did, but with their own video and their own music. And that turned out pretty good. I got a little bit of response back from that with some good videos. So,
Yeah.
and then giving constructive criticism back, saying, "Hey, change this or that," or the music
Mm-hmm.
cuts are too hitting a wall, going from one song to
Mm-hmm.
the other, stuff like that. So, if anybody that watches this, if you're not aware of that and you want to get into that group, I'll drop in the link.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's on Facebook, Game of Drones, and it's got a great picture for the banner. We took the wall of faces from um, uh,
Game of
uh,
Thrones. I'm Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I kept wanting to say in my head Game of
Yeah.
Drones.
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones, we took the wall of faces and actually put our faces in there with our eyes closed, and it actually turned out really good. So,
Yeah. Thanks
um,
to good job
Greg,
to Greg. Yeah, Greg
yeah,
Trevor.
Greg created that. He does all the stuff on my Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
um, banners and things like that. So he's far
So,
better than I am at that stuff.
this group, we're like Chris said, we're aiming to just help each other out with you know editing and filming and all that stuff with your drones. It's basically none of us are like professionals. We don't claim to be professionals or anything. I myself learned everything just from YouTube, what I watched on YouTube, and I just went out there and practiced it, and put it to use whatever I learned. Um, so that's the key with doing this. You're gonna have to just go out there and do it. Uh, you can go to you can take classes as well. That's you can do all that as
Oops.
well as far as learning how to operate a camera, learning the settings on the camera, and all that. But you can also just look on YouTube. YouTube is basically a search engine for information. You can find all this stuff on YouTube, and whatever you find, just you look at it.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, that was pretty loud, buddy. uh, you soak in the information and then just go ahead and execute it. Go out there and just try it. And you may not get it the first time, but the more and more you try it, the more and more you do it, the better you get at it. So that's the whole purpose of this group, is to get those who are struggling with uh, you know doing their videos and who want more advice. I wouldn't say it's one-on-one, but we will interact with each other in the group and give pointers, um, and share information that we acquire and just pass it along. Um, I'm still learning. I'm always learning every day, and I have no problem with passing along the information. I plan on doing a video as well as far as how I do my settings. I'm not going to say it's the best settings, because uh, everyone have different tastes. So all it's going to be is what settings I use, and if you want to use it, go ahead and use it, but you can also play around with it and do your own settings as well. So it's going to be settings with the Mavic Air 2 or Mavic Mini or something like that, and to get the best cinematic look uh, that you can get with your drone. So um, it's I'm excited about the group. I have no problem with sharing information, and if you have a question about anything that I do, or if you have a question in reference to anything that you may be planning to do, or something that you put out there, um, feel free to ask us in the group.
Here's one question.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so far, like Chad uses Filmora, I use Filmora. Um, Greg hasn't really gotten into what he does or whatever in the group. Um, but something like that right there, DaVinci Resolve. I personally probably won't be going to that one, but I am looking into other programs that I want
Hmm.
to try out as well. I've kind of narrowed it down to a few, so I don't know exactly what that is yet. And then I can have multiple. But the thing to remember with these programs, I mean, even when you go into like iMovie, it's all kind of the same. It's there's going to be slight differences where they have their own style and their own design, but everything's kind of the same way. You lay out the music, you lay out the video, you cut. Wouldn't you agree?
Uh,
The transitions for
yeah,
your basics,
yeah,
they're pretty much the same.
yeah.
So even if I'm showing something on, say, Filmora, I feel like I comfortably, if I were watching somebody show me something on Filmora, I feel like I could comfortably, if that was my only option to watch that
Mhm,
person, I feel like I could comfortably go over to something else
mhm.
and kind of use what I gained from that to work the other.
Yeah,
Like I feel like I could right now, even since I've pretty much solely been using Filmora, I feel like I could go to any program and pick it up.
yeah. I mean, basically, all you're doing is cutting out certain parts. I mean, if once you get into the more like effects or
The
something like
trick,
that, yeah,
yeah.
the little tricks and effects, then yeah, there is a little learning curve. I've been trying to, I was trying to learn, what was it? What's the one for Apple? Um,
Thanks
um,
for stopping in real quick there, Peter.
um,
Sorry.
what the hell is the one? What's the name of the one that's on Apple? Starts with an F.
That is for
Final
editing.
Cut. Final Cut.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Final
yes.
Cut Pro. So there's a little learning curve once you get into more of the effects and all that, and trying to navigate the software to get to where you want to go. But the basic stuff, is, I mean, like it's just basic. You cut and place where you need to place it and all that. Um, my thing is when I mean this. I was trying to save this for the video, but a lot of people don't they think of this at the last part of their whole workflow as far as music. But the music, and you mentioned it before in your one of your videos, Chris. I put my video. I select my music first before I even film anything. Um, I just selected music because I
Before you
play.
film it or before you put drop your music in?
No, before I even film it. I
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, it helps with the planning. It helps with the planning of your shots because basically your film is uh, whatever you record is actually telling the story of like the music, really. So I play off the music of what shots I want to get, and it helps with a lot of the planning. So when I go to an area, I know exactly what kind of shots I want to get because I know exactly where I want to put it in my, along certain parts of the music. So during the beginning, uh, during the buildup of the first part of the track or something like that, I know exactly how I want that shot to look. So that's how I go out and um, film my footage. And like during the climactic parts of the music, I know exactly what type of shot I want to get. So when I'm out there filming, I know what I want to shoot and what kind of shot I want to get. And it actually saves time. It saves time and battery too. So you're not just, aimlessly flying around just, trying to get shots. You actually know
Hmm.
exactly what you want to get.
You put a
And
lot more thought into I mean, I knew you already put a lot of thought into stuff because, guys, Chad and I, like, before we even publish something, if it's something we really care about or passionate about, which is a lot more of his than mine because, like, I'm just usually sitting here with my crappy camera quality and at my desk doing tutorials or griping about something. But we go back and forth with each other. Here, take a look at this before it's ever published. Take a look at this. How do you like this thumbnail? Like a couple little YouTube channel girls sharing our
yeah,
stuff. But So I know what this guy puts into his videos, and I'm very anal retentive about some things, but Chad is definitely like the smallest little thing. I have to kind of talk him off the ledge sometimes. Like, it's fine, leave it. Nobody's gonna notice it.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I mean,
It is funny.
yeah, it helps, like, yeah, selecting your music before you go out helps you um, helps you visualize what you want to do before you do it. And this last video I did with the snow, I actually chose my music afterwards. I couldn't find the music. I knew exactly what type of music I wanted for it, but I couldn't find it. But then I wanted to get the shots in the snow, and it was, snowing that day. So I
Hmm.
had to go out and shoot. But I had an idea of what kind of music I wanted. So I kind of played off of that. But then after I took the footage, it took me maybe 5 hours to even find something that I wanted to get. I went through so many songs or so many tracks to find the exact one that would actually be fitting for the footage that I took. Because, and this plays back to choosing it in the beginning. Because if you go out there and film your stuff, and you have a whole bunch of shots that you have, but then you just go out there and select any song, and it may not even fit the footage that you're actually filming. So you may have something, a shot that's slow moving, like a smooth shot or whatever, but then you have a track in the background that's like, you know a dramatic or amplified track or something like that with a high tempo or something, which is not going to fit the uh, the footage. So I start off with my song, or I start off with the music first, and then I play off the music, and
Hmm.
it's worked out pretty good.
Music's always my last choice, and I
I mean, you
really can't
nail it.
snap out of that. Now there is one time where when I took and did the video, the piece I did for my mom after she passed,
Mhm.
I had three or four songs that I had in mind, and I really wanted that video to be a lot more uh, dramatic than it was, as far as how I started out the creek and flying. I don't. That actually was not easy. Flying out of that creek and then flying up the dam and over. For one, you're worried about your signal,
Yeah.
completely losing your signal or whatever. So I was lucky there, not losing my signal. And then it was hard coming back, flying over those trees, and I totally got lucky just bringing it straight down through that opening. Um, that did actually take two takes, but all that kind of stuff right there, I was actually playing the music in my earbuds that I had chosen for
Mhm.
doing a lot of the flights and stuff. And then I ended up using one of the songs. That was it.
Yeah.
I ended up changing all the songs. So I don't know. I don't know that I could fall into picking my music first before I go out and see. Like, I just like to go find normally I'm at the reservoir, but like, say like when I was up your way and we were doing the Potomac River and we were in
Mhm.
Occoquan, flying up the river there,
Mhm.
that flows into the Potomac River. Um, I just I kind of wing it as far as what music I throw in there after, and sometimes that music works, sometimes it totally bombs,
Mhm.
and like I'll go back and watch it later, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what you were feeling at the minute, man, but
Mhm.
that really sucked. But
Yeah.
then you also get comments on a video like that where someone's like, hey, love the music. You see that
Yeah.
several times, love the music, and I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, well, I guess I met other people's taste, not mine.
Mhm.
Because really, you are picking your taste. Really,
Yeah.
you're thinking
Pretty
it
much.
fits the music and the scenery and everything, but it
Mhm.
is also your taste, and
Mhm.
it might not be anybody else's. Like, I
Mhm.
can't stand the computerized, and the everything. Every instrument is off of a computer. It sounds very computer twangy.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
just sounds cheesy to me, and it's like the YouTube music that you have to select
Oh
from.
yeah. Yeah. That stuff is.
And a lot of people use that stuff, and I wonder in my head, I'm like, do they really like this?
Yeah.
Do they like this song for this? And then
Hmm.
maybe they do. And then that's probably the same for us. People might
Hmm.
watch some of our music choices and be like, did he really like that for that video? You
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but from what I see with you, I think you pick, what's the word I'm looking for? Tasteful music.
yeah. I mean, not every, like I said, like I said earlier, I was like, not everybody, it may not work for everybody, but this is what works for me. And I just share that with other people. If they want to take it, they can, but not, not everybody's going to do that. So, I mean, what works for someone else or what works for me may not work for someone else. But it helps me because it helps me plan a little bit more. And I learned this because when you lent me the Mavic, I mean the Mavic
Mini.
Mini, I had one battery. So I had one battery and I had to learn how to, plan my shots out because I filmed four different locations on four different days at four different times. And I had to conserve my battery. You only get like maybe 20 minutes out of that battery. And I definitely had to conserve my battery. So that actually forced me to plan out shots before I go there. I would just, go to that site and just look around first and see exactly what I want to shoot and then go ahead and shoot it. I mean, I may not do exactly what I plan to do or whatever, but I have an idea of what kind of shots, some of these shots that I plan in my head, I can't I can't execute. So
Yeah.
it takes more practice. So um, you know, I just go out there and do what I could. I mean, do what I can. So
I don't know if Chris Cavanis is still in here, but that quad's gotten around. I mean, I bought it, I owned it, lent it to you for 6 months, got it back, only put a couple flights on it, and then now his father-in-law owns it. He was in here earlier. I don't know if he's in here
mm,
now. But going to the editing and all that, I don't want to run
mm,
away from that because it did strike up
yeah.
some comments. But first, I want to quickly hit this, and then we'll go to that. We have to hit Don here.
Hmm.
So he ordered the new air screw quiet props for the Mavic Air 2. Y'all gonna make fun of me, dude. You live in. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
fun of you. You live on top of a freaking mountain. Um, unless Bigfoot's in your territory or one of his ancestors, and you want to sneak up on him. I don't know. Anytime I've tried any prop that says it's supposed to be quieter, I think the original Mavic Air, I haven't tried that, but as loud as that quad is, I think if any prop says it's quieter for the Mavic Air, the original, I would grab those props for sure because you've heard Corey's. His is, I mean,
Yeah.
that thing is so loud
Yeah.
when we were out at
Yeah.
the creek. But
Hmm.
for the Mavic Air 2, I just don't find that
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah. I don't
Like
find.
those props are the quiet props. Those cut angle props are the quieter props that DJI came up with to begin with. So Don,
Yeah.
come on, man, come on. You got too much money. You're throwing it around.
I know. He's like, hey man, can you lend me a couple dollars or something? Can you just
Yeah. Let me try those. Let's start a loan program. You send them to me, and I'll try them next Don, and then I'll send them to Chad, and he can try them, and then
yeah.
we'll send them back to you and give
Oh
you
my
our
gosh.
review. I mean, I almost had him buying my Paradenofi thermal. That's not cheap. He would have bought it, but he didn't get permission. So then on to the editing. Just I'll run down because there are 3 or 4 comments.
Okay.
Thank you, Joel. I'm my worst critic. I don't think I do good on video at all. I've had a few that I like towards more of the cinematic area, but I look at some of Chad's videos and I'm just like he's way far beyond me. I don't know that I'm lazy. I just don't know that I'll ever put in the efforts that he puts in. I can't put those efforts in. I
You mean you don't
I
sit
don't.
around? You don't sit around and like on your spare time, do like practice edits
I
and stuff?
don't notice that my hat is crooked, Chad. That's one that you had. My hat
Yeah,
was
that's right.
crooked.
Yeah, my hat was crooked in the video, but
So,
yeah, the
and then
b-boy look.
Dennis says that I like that. You know, play the music in your head as you're flying. I'm going
Mhm,
to try that. So when
mhm,
we get through this winter here, it's totally it's miserable to fly. So when I get out and fly, I'm not thinking cinematic or anything or music or anything like that.
mhm,
I'll be out there flying the Mini 2, the Xeno 2 Plus, and the Xeno Pro Plus probably throughout the winter, and then come spring, I'll try this out.
mhm.
So I'll try to pick my music first, knowing the subject, where I'm going to fly, what have it, and I'll see how that works for me.
Yeah,
And
I mean, it helps you plan.
so I'll try.
It'll go a lot faster.
And then Greg agrees with Dennis.
Mhm.
And I think this is directed towards you, Mr.
I'm all,
Spielberg.
who's that? What? Which one? Oh,
This one I've got up now. You're Mr.
oh,
Spielberg,
I'm sorry. I'm not even looking. Oh, yeah, right.
the movie director.
Yeah, okay.
And Don again loves that approach. Chad, music is huge. Yes, he is a former music teacher. So
Oh, yeah.
I imagine he's pretty
Yeah.
critical in his head too.
Hmm.
Different. He usually does quick clips to add to his storylines.
Yeah.
Um, like you really should have added some really dramatic music when that tree fell on your Mavic Air, buddy.
Hmm.
That's not a secret, is it? That was in his video, wasn't it?
No, yeah, he had a video
Okay,
out.
all
So
right.
nice little
Sorry, I
short.
just don't want to look like it's pick on Don Day.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think he's referring. Joel's referring to your video to Rocky Top, I
The
guess.
Rocky soundtrack, maybe? Is he thinking of?
Rocky Top, the song Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
I
Is
think
that?
it
I had no
is.
idea. If you want
Would
to
like
make
to
a video,
see Chad's video to Rocky Top. You need a good country scenery for that one.
all right. I'll look that song up and I'll see if I can make a video to it.
Oh,
You can make.
it's
You
real
know,
hillbilly. It's real hillbilly twangy. It reminds me of my grandmother. If
mm,
that's the one I'm thinking of, that's the only one I know of, a Rocky Top.
you know what? That brings up a good top or point. You can cinematic video. What is cinematic, right? I mean, basically, it's
Yes, yes. Glad you asked.
yeah. What is cinematic video? I mean,
Well,
basically,
let's just do this. You say what it is to you. What's your goal in cinematic? What is your,
I think
how do
cinematic
you
is
see
the.
it?
I see it as the look of the footage, pretty much. Cinematic meaning it looks movie like.
Right.
That
So there's movement to make that.
yeah, yes.
How do you see that?
How do I
Like,
see the
what's
movement?
your goal in all? I mean, I already know your style. So
Mm.
what
Um,
what
as
is your
far as
goal each time for cinematic?
I want
For your key cinematic.
the nice smooth motion blur. I always film in 24 frames per second, which is pretty much like the standard in like Hollywood. I try to make my footage look like a movie. So 24 frames a second, double the frame rate, which is on the DJI is 1/50th of a second, and trying to get that nice smooth motion blur. The motion blur is not as important as, like when you're like 400 feet high. However, when you're doing like close proximity passes or something like that, then that's when that motion blur, is important because if you don't have like a slow shutter speed when you're making those passes, you'll get the little jitters. You'll get like a jitter in your footage, and it looks kind of jittery or shaky or something like that. But cinematic is just movie like to me. That if it looks like a movie, then it's cinematic to me.
But excuse me, when you do yours, you like more straights, right? Like you don't like a turn. You like
Oh,
more unless it's a like a certain scene you're trying to capture, like a kind of a half orbit or something like that, or focusing on something. As long as it's good and smooth,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
prefer more straight cut, straight cut, straight cut, right?
No. Actually, I prefer, like, say, I'll do a couple straight shots, either forward, backwards, or something like that. I mean, you can't really do too many of those, you know. But then I also like to add movement. Like, there's a shot that I like to do is I'm moving forward, and then I'll pan down, and then also kind of do like an orbit. So it looks like you're kind of zooming in on something down on the ground while flying. It kind of looks like you're moving downward, but you're actually
Hmm.
moving sideways and panning the gimbal down. So in a couple of my videos, you'll see something like that. Or if I'm going over a treetop, say like this mic is a treetop, I'll come up over the treetop and pan the gimbal down. So it kind of looks like I'm coming up and over the tree.
And I like
So
that one too.
yeah,
And I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it in yours, and I've done it in
mhm,
mine.
yeah. So adding like one or two, well, adding more than one movement in your shot will actually change, like kind of drastically change the I want to say I call it like attitude of the shot. So not just forward and backwards or straight forward or whatever. I also like to put a lot of movement in my shots as long as it's smooth.
Yeah.
As long as it's smooth, you have to. It has to be smooth. It can't be any type of deviation off course or anything. It has to be smooth from beginning to end, and that's what. Yeah, if ball it all up, that's all cinematic to me. Getting back to the point.
I like the movement falling off of the straight path.
Mhm.
And I like to do it. I like to be proud of what I've accomplished.
Mhm.
Like, I like my movements. I like how I am on the sticks.
Mhm.
And I have never been a feature person. Like, I hardly ever touch a feature. And there's some that I wish I did do more. Um, I'm not going to name them all off, but because I'm drawing a blank, but
Mhm.
there's a few that do turn out real well. Um, that I can see myself adding as a little clip, like you did in your last one. You
Mhm.
added Dolly Zoom, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you did that in yours, and at first I didn't catch it. You did it so subtle, but
Mhm.
then after we talked and I went back and looked at it, then I caught it and I really liked it
Mhm.
because it was so subtle.
Mhm.
But that's fine. Throwing in that's fine for me to throw in something like that. But like I think it was that one dedicated to my mom where I
Mhm.
came back and it was just a last minute thought. It was no plan whatsoever, but I'm flying back and I was ready to just come fly back over the trees. And then all of a sudden I just did a manual circle mode
Yeah.
around
Mhm.
that pump house is what I call it, the valve house, whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a perfect circle, but
Mhm.
it was a 3/4 circle. And then I came straight over top of the roof of that. And it didn't really necessarily fall into such a cinematic because it wasn't like on rails.
Mhm.
It wasn't the exact pace the whole time,
Mhm.
and it was kind of an afterthought to do it. And you could kind of tell that, especially if I say now, that was an afterthought. Literally popped in my head the minute I did it, and then go
Mhm.
back and watch that tribute to my mom. Um, then you'll see. Okay, well, I can point out some flaws in that, but
Mhm.
without really thinking about that, and especially if you are into the, engulfed into it, if it does catch you with the music and everything, then you're definitely not gonna. You're kind of you get entranced by so many elements.
Yeah.
But I get more proud of things like that because I get better and better at those kind of things because I don't
Mhm.
use features,
Yes.
And I like to
Mhm.
do what you were talking about, where like in that same video, I'm coming off the water, I'm heading to this this point that comes out. It's all mountains, but there's one section that really comes out wide,
Mhm.
and I was flying straight and low to that, and then came up over it. And as I came up over it, I panned down just like you were talking
Yeah.
about,
Mhm.
and I'm always as close as I can get to the trees,
Yeah. Yeah. you're,
and I love
you're
that.
the
I
you're the
love that. And
master.
sometimes it's just it's grit and teeth,
Mhm.
and it's like this might not work out for me, but I just love that adrenaline and that excitement of doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and it can bite me. But so
Mm-hmm.
far, knock on wood, I've been lucky in that portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that to me is getting close to the trees, coming off of a pan down, bringing it up, and then a nice smooth to the right over
Yeah.
to the water or what have it. I like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have tried in some of my videos where I just put in all straight shots,
Mm-hmm.
bored me to complete death. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not going to do much of that anymore. So I think I did it
Yeah.
on the Femi one, the second Femi one, showing the camera
Mm-hmm.
improvements with all the color edits in it.
Yeah.
But I also kind of had fun with the color edits and the music with those color edits and things like that. So that wasn't totally boring.
I
Like the
mean,
one where we had all the beats and the color changed with every beat.
yeah.
I liked that effect. That was just kind of fun. It wasn't cinematic.
Well, yeah. You're experimenting. You're doing. You're trying different
Yeah.
things and see
And
if
people
how it
really
looks.
reacted to that. And
Yeah.
it had some cinematic, segments to it, and then some
Mm-hmm.
that just were totally, when you got into the color editing, where that actually got the most attention. Everybody's wanting to know my camera settings for each color I did, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know which one I used for that. They were all different
Yeah.
LUTs that I just kind of threw at it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. It seems more and more people are going for these off the wall kind of LUTs, these presets. It looks like to me, anyhow.
Uh-huh.
Have you noticed lately? It's like a lot more of just these blues and these
Yeah.
greens, and sometimes it really works, and I like it. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's like if you have too many colors, like in some
Yeah.
countries where the roofs are all red and yellow and black and white, and houses are bright colors, like in some of these
Mm-hmm.
villages you see in some of these countries where they shoot
Mm-hmm.
their videos, and it's like no, 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 that did not work for you. You just completely, because then
Yeah.
it changes some of those colors and makes them look really
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. That's starting to be like the teal. I forgot what it's called. Teal orange or something like that is a popular look now for like cinematic videos. So yeah, a lot of people, if you notice, I did notice a lot of people are using that type of color grading on their cinematic videos now, and I, in my opinion, I think it only goes with a certain uh, scenery, pretty much. It goes with like a certain scenery, maybe more like a wintry, cold type scene.
Winter snow, you can get away with a lot of
Yeah,
things.
winter, snow,
Water, you
fall.
really can't do so much.
Yeah. So, yeah, I noticed that as
So
well.
should I? How's this?
Hmm?
Is this better? Blue? Should I go?
Yeah.
Since everybody goes into off the wall colors, should I change? You guys tell me what's better here. I got blue. I got purple. Got red. It's festive. Kind of an orange, yellow, green, and then baby blue. I kind of like the blue effect.
Yeah.
Guys, tell me what color you like, and I'll stick with that. But until then, I'll just stick with my yellowish look here. So yeah, so that's cinematic to me, my
Hmm.
style. Your cinematic to you is your style, and then what you thrive to be that you see other people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things that are still in our heads that we want to play with and things like that. Because in the end, you and I are still picking this stuff up,
Hmm.
still going and searching how to do it and learn how to do it before we
Hmm.
even do it. You're ahead of me in that game because you just give it more attention and and patience than I do, where I'm just
Hmm.
like, ugh. And then after I do, if it involves learning an effect, like that one that I did that's in my opening now, where Daniel, that you and I watched, Daniel, what is it? Is it Patel?
Oh yeah,
What's
yeah.
his
Daniel Patel, Batel, yes.
Patel?
Yeah.
The one where it takes the scene, makes it small, and then
Yeah.
shoots it off into the background with the new scene coming up behind it.
Yeah.
I did it and I forgot how to do it. So it's like I got to go
Oh,
back to his video to learn how to do it. I don't do
yeah.
it enough. So
Mhm.
that, not only that, I did it perfectly that time, and I tried to do it a second time in the video in the reverse effect, and I could
Oh,
not make it happen whatsoever. So yeah,
yeah.
I have to follow exactly how somebody else does it. If I try to reverse it or something,
Hmm.
forget about it. I get too ticked off.
Yeah, he's yeah, that he has his channel has a lot of tutorials on Filmora X. I mean, pretty
Yeah,
much.
and you know what? I mean, for anybody that is in our group and who is using the Filmora, if I love the program, for $60 for a lifetime, I think it's a good program, and it does offer a lot. And if you watch Daniel, the dude is a madman with it. He's really good, and he's got a great channel. Like, you will watch every minute of his videos on his tutorials. I never go away from a video hardly and watch it halfway. I pretty much watch the whole video just because he's that good at grabbing your attention. But can you pull up his link and just throw it in there for them
Okay, yeah.
so they can check out his channel? And this dude grew super fast.
Oh yes,
Like, when did he start YouTube?
a year ago, or maybe a
And
year
he's
and a
at
half
how
ago.
many? A year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So you're about what?
Who,
Are you
me?
about a year and a half? 2 years?
A year in a couple months.
A year and a couple months. So
Yeah.
he's at what now? How many subscribers?
I think let me just look him up. But he's over 160,000. I mean, he just got to
Yeah.
100,000 like a few
A
months ago.
year and a half, but
Yeah.
he is that good, and he will grab your attention, and you will just, if you are into wanting to learn how to do editing and stuff like that, I think he's the
Yeah.
one I'm going to use the most to share in our group for people to look at things.
Yeah,
Which we
he's
need to
over.
start doing some more. Like, we need to do more of like polls and things like that to see what people are
Mhm.
interested in, and chances are he's done it. Let
Yeah.
me go into the chat here a little bit.
I'm gonna copy his thing and put it in the chat.
Hello, Charles. I see you popped in. Pistol Pete didn't say hi to you earlier, but I did notice you were in here. Alexis, hello. How far back do I have to go? Because I have not been saying hi to everybody except when we first jumped in. Hello to every single one of you. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you have a beverage. And that way, if I forget your name, if I forget to give you a shout out, I apologize. I'll try to catch you in the end comments here as I go along. Charles Wall, I saw you in here earlier. I think you popped out and came back because you just now said I finally made it or something. Now I don't see that comment, but where did you post it?
Yes,
There
should
it
be in
is.
there.
I'll
Yeah.
pop it up
Unless you
there.
got me blocked.
Yeah, I do. So Charles and Joel are saying green and pink. I think they're talking about how people are putting in these different color, I don't know what you want to
Mm.
call it, these accents or hues. I think I think I noticed more of, oh no, they're talking about mine.
No.
Dumbass. You two are the only ones that made a mention of it, so that's why that's why I got confused. I don't know that I necessarily have I guess I kind of have a pink. That's more of a, I don't know. I like the green, I think. The green, because the walls are kind of green, so
I
a little.
can get a little jiggy with it too. Hold on, let me see. No,
Do
no,
you have
that's
any
not that.
disco there? Do you have
Yeah, I
any,
do.
do you have like your car effect that you had?
My car effect?
Yeah, the lights you had in your car.
Oh yeah,
Remember the
yeah.
flashing?
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah,
Can you
that's
do the
right.
different effects on that, like light bulb flashes
Yeah,
or
all it
police
is a
cars?
yeah, all it is a smart hue light, one of the Philips smart
Mine
lights.
will do it, but I have to get up and go do it. I didn't get the remote here. I'm gonna bring you up and have you a little
I got
larger if I
Christmas.
can. Can I make you larger? Nope, I'm larger. I was gonna make you larger so they could see it better.
Uh, yeah, I got the Christmas lights going on right now. Um, and I don't know anything. Let's see here. I got the candlelight. Then I can custom make my stuff, and then it doesn't have anything like a siren or anything.
Yeah, mine has a siren. It has what they call paparazzi.
Okay.
It's got all the colors.
And here's
But the
party.
paparazzi is just like I've got a bunch of cameras flashing at me right now. If I was up on
Mm-hmm.
my podium, which I could have fun with something like that, be a smart ass and do a video and be the Hubson spokesperson or something. Yeah. We screwed up. Yeah, we screwed you. We purposely went cheap on the lens, and we got a good yard sale price on the cables.
Mm,
But buy Xeno 2 Plus, and it's much better, much better. Which actually I think so far it is, at least in my experience. And I'm not seeing. I've seen my first real complaint of a firmware lockup today, but I haven't seen any other major firmware installation problems
with the Xeno?
other than the one that I heard about today,
Oh, okay.
which is great because you know how it was. You had an issue with it. I had an issue
Mm,
with it. Josh had an
yeah,
issue. Everybody we know had an issue with it. Those
yeah.
who talk about it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you can't tell me there's some of these other guys that are doing it a lot on their channel haven't experienced one firmware update that has locked up on them, whether they've gotten through it or not. It's something you need to share with people because sometimes it's fatal for some people. It just depends on your different level of computer
Yeah.
skill, how
Mm-hmm.
far you can go.
Hold on one
Um,
second.
Go beat them. Go beat them.
No, do you hear noise in the background?
I
I
heard the
can't.
kids.
Yeah, I think they got the door
That's why I
open.
said go
Oh,
beat them. Go beat them.
yeah. Hold on. Let me. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put it on mute.
Jeff says simple rule. Go ahead, Chad. I'm just gonna simple rule of thumb: cuts makes the strongest statement. I see overuse of effects can take away from look. Yeah, and it also that's a good comment right there, Jeff. Cuts make the strongest statement, and I kind of disagree about the other. If you overuse the effect, it can take away from it. I kind of disagree with that because sometimes there's music where I think the more cuts are great. If you have a faster paced music, strong
Yeah.
beats in that music, a lot more cuts really is pretty dramatic in my taste anyhow that I like to watch on videos. It kind of puts me on the edge like I'm watching more of a thriller or something like that than a slow you know. What do you think?
Hmm.
What do you think about that
Well,
comment?
looking at overuse of effect. Well, you responded to the statement here.
Yeah, how I think that overusing it can work if the music plays right with it. If it's a fast-paced music or lots of heavy beats or something like that, I think it makes it very dramatic and I like it.
Well, he's talking about if you're using overuse effects. So I don't think he has a problem with the cuts
Oh,
because yeah,
okay. I was reading it as
yeah,
overusing that effect, cut making
yeah,
all the cuts. But yeah, like so using effects like say fading with the page going up and then
yeah,
doing the swirls and then doing the
yeah,
and every
yeah,
cut making it something different like
yeah.
that. Yeah. And I
Transitions.
transitions, yeah. I fell guilty to that in the very beginning.
Hmm.
Like I like that page flip, but
The
then I
page
like the
flip. Yeah.
blend where it takes this
Hmm.
scene and kind of overlaps it and fades it and then
Yeah.
just fades you into the next scene. I was doing a
Hmm.
lot of that. Um,
Yeah.
but two or three different things in one. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. So sorry I
Yeah.
misread that on you, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, thing about I don't do transitions at all in my videos. I just do cuts. Uh, I just the way the music is, cutting on the beat, like a transition, kind of messes that whole flow up. So because I like to cut on a beat, it's no matter what the music is. It seems like I can't just you know not cut on a beat. I have to cut on some beat, even if it's not like the
Yeah.
first beat, it's the second beat or something. So using a transition kind of could throw that off a little bit. So I don't even use transitions in my videos. I mean, I may use one or two. Actually, I don't think I've used any, but yeah, I just don't. I just don't use them. And a hard cut on a beat does, and I do agree with. I guess Jeff who made that comment. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, the cut makes the video.
Sorry, I had to break away to check the Steelers score.
Yeah.
Bengals 3, Steelers 0, first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Let them have the. I'm going to give them the first half. Second half, we're going to be done with you. We're going to be eating you up. Maybe.
Yeah.
Damn, I had something in my head before.
And I've done. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos who just before every change of scene they use transitions, and sometimes, and like you said, the little swirl, whatever, it gets you dizzy, and it's kind of distracting away from the actual video. So
yeah,
you don't have to use those transitions. You don't.
Who? Not to jump away, but just since he said this, and I don't want to let it get it too far back. Who's got good spots, good locations to spot Jupiter and Saturn tonight? I didn't even know about this till this evening.
Yeah, I asked Dennis. Did he respond? Because I asked him
I think
if he saw anything.
think he did. No, he didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I think our area is not a good area for whatever reason, if it's just overcast or what have it, but it's just always wanting to snow here right now. So,
By his own drone.
yeah, he did say.
Oh, he did? What did he say? He said yes?
They're closer lined up now than they'll ever be. Or than they'll ever be. So everybody's probably running out real quick now to I wanted to tell you didn't notice. Oh, because my head's blocking it. I didn't realize that. But I decorated for Christmas. You see what I've got back there? Can you tell?
I can't. I got my screen minimized, kind of. I can't really see. Hold on.
Well, besides Santa.
Oh, okay.
You see what I have above Santa?
What is? Oh, yeah. Did you get it? You got it.
Can I bring it up to this camera?
Yeah, sure.
I got.
I was wondering if you got it.
I got the Voice family Christmas card. And Chad looks as happy as ever. He never freaking smiles except for that one not long ago that I don't know if you did you post that or did she? I made the comment, "Oh my God, he's actually smiling."
She probably did.
Yeah. But yeah, you're always
That was like a last minute thing, man. We were about to go out to dinner, and it was like, this is the only time. Who was that?
Picture time.
Yeah, picture time. She's like, I want to take a photo for a Christmas card. I was like, it's like 4:30 and the sun is about to go down. So
it turned out fine.
Yeah. So I quickly went over to a little park that near our house, took the camera and everything, and just snapped a picture, and that was it.
Sweet. Yeah, I will tell you, I'm sorry. Don't expect a card from me in return.
Oh,
at least this year. We early on, and maybe you'll figure this out as your married life goes on for many years. You gather such a list of people to give cards to. It gets expensive, and it's a lot of work. So that's how we were. I mean, we gave out. It got to the point where we were, I'd say probably an easy couple hundred Christmas cards, and everybody we knew and their brother, and then they're sending them to you. So you're just creating a more and more of a monster. And then finally, we just kind of got to the point with especially having social media, because this is this is all before Facebook and all that, when you just did AOL chat. Um, with social media and everything, you fall into the way of, I can make them a nice little greeting, Merry Christmas to your family and stuff like that. So we don't get as many and we don't send as many anymore, but I was very happy to see that today. I was actually very surprised. I remember you talking about it because you were frustrated at the process of, was it Walmart or wherever you had it made? But
Yeah, it came out too dark.
I think
Original.
it's fine.
Well,
Which
originally
I'm glad you sent it to me just because of the conversation we had. Now I can actually see it to see that. Yep, Chad is being picky as shit again.
Yeah. No, the other one was definitely too dark. I had to edit it a little bit more so I can lighten it up. But and I think it was also the paper that was on, because we had it on a darker stock paper.
Okay.
So it wind up.
Yeah, it's kind of a matte.
Can you put Fly Zone Drones question up there?
They came in?
Yeah, they're
Whenever I see Fly Zone Drone, I always picture both brothers sitting there side by side on the computer because they're always together. But is it one? Hey, Greg? No.
He's asking what kind of camera. Yeah.
What are you using?
Yeah.
I'm on the wrong computer, first of all. I need more wine. There you go. Is that it?
Yeah, so, he was asking one well, actually, that's not the exact one, but yeah, it's the same thing. He said, what kind of camera? Yeah. So, no, I'm just using, I have a Canon M50 here. I'm using that as a webcam with a Sigma 16 millimeter 1.4 f1.4 lens. So of course with a f1.4 you can get like a better blurry background, and the 16 millimeter is a wider lens. So get a wider lens with the blurry background, and
don't give them too much. I don't want them to go changing their cameras and getting too nice looking like yours, because they're kind of camera challenged like I am right now. And I'm not knocking on them. I mean, I'm camera challenged with my setup and everything, but I'm happy with it. I'm fine. As long as you can see me and hear me, I really don't care. But they're kind of in the same boat as me there.
So I was using a webcam at first. No, actually, I was using my cell phone at first. Streaming through that with the app, whatever. And then I just went over to this, I wanted to get a better camera anyway. So I kind of researched on how to use your DSLR or mirrorless camera as a webcam, and just, looked at videos and figured out how to do it. And there you go. So thanks. If it does look good, thanks. Because
it does look good. I mean, you've got it. Okay. You've got the blurred background. This not overdone, just nice and soft. You've got the colors. You've got a nice clean color palette behind you too, so that definitely helps.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a lot of stuff going on like I have, where I've created shadows and things like that by having that.
Yeah.
But it looks great.
Oh, thanks. But there you go.
And there was one I wanted to hit. Here's a nice little Christmas cheerful one, as far as not sending cards anymore. Give money to local good causes. That's money better spent. I hear you. This is the time of year. I do children's charities and stuff like this. Or stuff like that. That is what I like to do this time of year. I don't have as much because I'm not doing affiliate stuff anymore, but I definitely like to do St. Jude's. I like to do our local children's hospital in Pittsburgh, always for cancer. And then, of course, anybody else's channels, if they're having any type of fundraiser or whatever, if I feel it's something I want to spend my donation money on, that's what I do. But yeah, this is the best time of year. Anybody if you can afford anything, just think of like kids and families that are just having it really tough or whatever, and pick whatever charity that benefits an overall family, a child that's sick or something like that. This is the time of year to do that. This is when your heart is softer, even through the crappy shit that we went through this year. God, I know I had one hell of a year. So I'm sure so many of you, same boat, losing loved ones, coronavirus stuff going on. I lost my dog this year, all kinds of stuff. So you want to be angry a lot, but this time of year, I lose all that. And I love to give a donation, whatever I can afford. So just want to encourage that, and I'm glad you said that, buddy. And Chad just dropped out on me again. I got to find a new partner. Anybody else want to join me? I can't keep Chad here. He just keeps dumping out on me, putting me on the spot. Yeah, guys, thank you. Hit those thumbs up. I don't really care, but yeah, hit those thumbs up. I mean, there's only 17 in here, and we got 31 up, so we're good. I think at one time, I don't remember what we had in here. I think we were hitting like 40 watching at one time or whatever. But we got some football going on right now, and we have some planets to look at in the sky right now that are probably really peak for some of you guys, and not so much for me. But this was mainly just to do a live show. Just to I haven't had any much activity on my channel here lately, but today I've released one video, and then like every 2 days for about a week I'll have a video falling that I shot them all already and just need to schedule them all. So about every 2 days a video is going to pop up. But again, this is just to interact with you guys in the chat, and everybody have a nice little alcoholic beverage or a non-alcoholic beverage. A doobie, whatever you prefer, and smoking your cigarette or vaping or what have it. But just interact with you guys in the chat, talk about certain things that have popped up, and mentioning our group about doing editing and videography and stuff. That spiked a lot more of a conversation than I thought it would. So I'm glad we talked about that early on, or it just wouldn't have worked out to be in here. But how long have we been on? Why don't I see
a little over an hour?
Yeah, I never see the counter anymore for some reason.
It says an hour and 7 minutes
on StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't have that anymore. Once I went to Mac, I don't have it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I always used to watch it. Oh, I see. They moved it. Okay. All right, now I see it. It's on the other side now. All right, so I think 1 hour is good for not having anything really big to talk about. But
if you guys are I'm sorry, before you close off. Well, no, go ahead.
I wasn't closing out. I just wanted to say again, the main thing is, and doing this tonight was just to kind of interact with you guys, since we haven't done a live since probably in the middle of the time when I tested positive. It was like the third week. But just to interact with you guys. Christmas coming up. Say Merry Christmas. Probably won't do another live before New Year. So, wishing the best for everybody for a better 2021. Not going to just change like a light switch, but, we've got a lot of things happening, new president, stuff like that. The end of the world's not going to come like everybody's thinking it is. Coronavirus, it's going to take some time to where these vaccines actually hopefully work and are a positive thing. But I have hope and faith that 2021 is going to be better somewhere as we approach a halfway point through it, hopefully. And it certainly can't be any worse than what I already had. So I think anything's a bonus on my end. So I definitely look forward to it. I just want to put 2020 behind me and be done with it. And I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat. And the reason I say that is because so many of you have shared your 2020 stories with me, as I've shared mine, with having losses and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of us just need to put this behind us and move on to 2021. So just kind of ending the year with this live video as far as a more personal interaction with you guys. And also want to say, this not too long ago I hit the 10,000 mark. Thank you everybody that subscribes to my channel. That's a milestone that you want to get to. And just before you get to it, it doesn't happen fast. It seems like all brakes hit and you slowly make that climb. And that's how it was with me getting to 10,000. So thank you everybody that subscribes, anybody that stumbles along throughout this whole jibber jabber live that we have here. Subscribe, and if you're interested in drones and it's the content that I have in my library, and Chad, of course, subscribing to him if you like the content. We kind of have the same type of content, except he is definitely more cinematic than I am. And I try to fall a little more into the hands-on how-tos and stuff like that, and then dabble in what he does a little bit. So, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say there. And now whatever you were going to say there.
Oh so I'm starting to dabble in the how-tos as well. So I'm trying to move over to kind of Chris's realm a little bit and try to do a little bit more how-tos, which I think actually benefits my channel. So
how-tos, and give them a little taste, unless you don't want to give that away.
Give them a little taste of
what you're going to be touching base on in how-tos.
Oh yeah. So yeah, basically, I'm trying to do how-tos, and then how-to is, like I said earlier on, with the cinematic settings and photos.
That's where I was trying to guide you, because it kind of sounds like you're going into how-tos of rebuilding the Mavic Mini 2.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So no, nothing like rebuilding or opening up a drone or anything like that. No, it'll be more of the camera part, or how to use the camera on the drone, and then also like maneuvers and all that stuff. So you can look forward to that. I do have a day job, so I haven't quite mastered the managing my time yet. So
and young kids.
Yeah, and young kids. So it's hard to get out there and make videos every day or every other day. So but there will be some content out there eventually on how-tos with the cinematic stuff and maneuvers and how to operate some of the features on some of the drones. You already seen, or I already have a long exposure video out there on how to do that, and then also I plan on doing something with I'm not going to give it away, but with the Mavic, with the Mini 2, something relating to photography as well. So look out for that. Also, if you haven't yet gone to the Game of Drones group, go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and request to join. And
there's a link right now posted.
Okay, yeah, Chris just posted the link. Please answer the questions there. The preliminary questions that we have is not really anything. It's nothing really personal. It's just
to get a little feel.
Yeah, feel of what's going on, or
their experience, and how long they've been in it and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So it's nothing personal. It's just we just want to get.
People are afraid to answer questions, and it's really, there is no conspiracy behind it whatsoever.
Yeah.
We have a simple group. We just kind of want to get a feel. And plus, it kind of weeds out the people that just get invited and never want to fill out a questionnaire or anything. Well, that just means you just don't want to be in the group. Somebody invited you and you pop up there. So, letting you into the group, you're just going to be a dead body. So it's nice when somebody fills out 3 simple questions, and that just shows you kind of a respect thing, and it shows that you can interact, that you are there because you want to be there. So yeah, I'm glad you said that actually.
Yeah. So
And then
yeah,
the only
good.
rules once you're in the video, once you're in the group is, share your content. But when you share your content, always share your settings. What type of filter you're using if you're using a filter. You know, what program you use to edit it with. Things like that. Because it is teaching. It's a group for beginners to mid. It's teaching what you know and learning what others know. And I will learn a lot. Chad will learn a lot. All of us will learn a lot off each other from sharing the little details. Where you go in a lot of these groups, especially these DJI photography groups, where these guys are like really good.
Hmm.
They post amazing stuff, and you ask them one question, and it's like, how dare you? They don't want to tell you. They don't want to
Hmm.
share their art with you. And I just can't be that type of person. I want my groups, if, that group and my other group, they're always like a help and support type group. I like to help people learn, and I like to learn from other people.
Hmm.
And I can't stand these groups where it's just like, I'm not telling you. It's like coming up with a
Hmm.
modification for a quad and like, look what I did. I was able to go twice the distance. How'd you do it? Don't reply. No answer. Nothing.
Hmm.
I can't
Yeah.
stand that. So that's not what
Hmm.
our group is about. Join the group if you're interested. Share your information when you post your stuff. It's not about just, hey, look at my channel, please subscribe.
Hmm.
I really don't like that. I like if you're sharing your stuff, you represent it with, what you shot it in and all those specs. And then if you have good content, people will subscribe. So
Hmm. Yeah.
it's not a subscribe for subscribe thing that's going to come back and bite you in the end. Do not do subscribe for subscribe.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah.
You're getting people who aren't going to watch your videos. It's if you just care about how many subscribers you have, that's fine. Go subscribe for subscribe all you want. But these people are not watching your videos. They're only subscribing to you because you subscribe to them.
Hmm.
They're not hitting the bell. They're not watching your videos, and you're not going to make any type of income if that's your interest. So
If you see me subscribe to your channel, I mean, I think I have my thing public to where you can see if I subscribe. If you see me subscribe to your channel, you don't have to subscribe to mine.
right,
I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt if you don't subscribe to my channel. I mean, it's if you like my videos. If you like my videos, then yeah, subscribe and then watch them. I mean, I'd rather have someone watch my videos than subscribe to my channel and not watch them, because that,
right.
like Chris said, it hurts your channel. So, um, yeah, don't feel obligated to subscribe to someone else's channel just because they subscribe to yours. They
Yeah, and
shouldn't be hurt.
there's some fairly big channels now that,
Mhm.
and when I say fairly big, I'm just saying, let's just say over 10,000.
Mhm.
There's some that I have watched grow along the way, and knowing that they have done this subscribe for subscribe thing by reading comments or them saying it in their videos. And then now, as they're a large channel, and you look at their views, and it's like 200 on every video, 400,
Mhm.
where they should be in the thousands.
Mhm.
That's where that has come back to bite them. They've got the subscriber count, but these aren't people that subscribe to watch the videos.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's pretty much all I think we need to talk about. There
Yeah.
was no specific hot topic to really talk about. Just whatever hot topics
Yeah.
popped up in the chat.
I enjoyed this. I
It
actually
it
like talking
it,
about the
it really
editing
turned
part.
out to be pretty much all about videography type things,
Yeah.
photography, and editing. I liked it too.
Yeah. It's pretty good. So,
So I mean, maybe this is a good feel for that. We should start another YouTube channel like we talked about as far as doing a
yeah.
Game of Drones photography and videography, and
Yeah.
have Hugh and Greg involved in it, and have
Hmm.
4 people doing a live, and or fill in for each other when the others can't make it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
A lot of responsibility
maybe
with
it'll
that, though.
stem into that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody's got to take control of it, and then if it
Hmm.
gets to the point where it starts doing monetization and making an income, that would be
Hmm.
great. To where we could do prizes, we could buy you guys subscriptions to editing software, things like that. that gets a lot more. That requires time.
Hmm.
That requires time, and I don't know that anybody really has that. I'm working and trying to do my channel, my groups. It's enough. So
Hmm.
it's a thought. It's a thought. Maybe it'll work into something like that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
All right. Well, all 19 of you still in the house. Merry Christmas to all of
Yeah.
you. And because of my beliefs, I say Merry Christmas. And because of my beliefs, I say God bless. And peace and love. And thank you guys for joining us. And here's to a kick ass 2021, hopefully. So
Hmm.
love you all. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. I thought you were going to go a little longer than that. Now I got to hit in broadcast.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were gonna get sappy, buddy.
Oh no,
All right. Talk to you
no.
guys later. Take care.
Talk to you.